Have you ever been left reeling when someone suddenly vanished from your life, their silence screaming louder than any goodbye? That deafening radio silence, the unanswered why. This is ghosting, a modern epidemic poisoning connection in the age of endless options. Hey love, I see you. Maybe you're curled up with your tea, wondering if you'll ever stop replaying those last messages. Let me hug you through the screen. Welcome to Feminine Queen, where we dissect the unspoken wounds of love to arm you with clarity and crown-shaking confidence. Once, disappearing without a word was unthinkable. Today, it's a toxic norm. Dating apps turn hearts into disposable profiles, and block buttons sever bonds with the swipe of a thumb. But, sweetheart, let's pause here, because I need you to hear this. You are not a disposable character in someone else's story. You're the main event. Let's be clear, ghosting isn't just their flaw. It's a mirror demanding we question how much we tolerate, what we undervalue, and where we surrender our worth. Is their silence a coward's exit, or a cosmic nudge to reclaim your throne? Darling, imagine if this isn't an ending but an invitation to a love story where you're the prize. Today, we'll decode the psychology, transform the pain, and chart the sovereign path to turning their vanishing act into your awakening. Don't look away. Queen, your power story starts now. 1. The ghosting epidemic, when disappearance becomes a language shift. Ghosting isn't just a breakup tactic, it's a cultural dialect. In a world where screens replace souls and block buttons double as emotional grenades, vanishing has become the ultimate power play. Think about it, love. When was the last time someone looked you in the eyes and said, "You matter"? We're all starving for real connection. Imagine living in a society where accountability evaporates faster than a Snapchat story. This isn't about love or friendship. It's about humanity's growing allergy to discomfort. The digital age turned us into architects of avoidant behavior, constructing labyrinths of silence where courage once lived. When connection is reduced to pixels, ghosting isn't cruel. It's convenient. But here's the rub. Every time someone ghosts, they don't just exit your life. They erode the bedrock of trust that holds relationships together. Let's get cozy for a second. Picture your heart as a sacred garden. Ghosting is like someone trampling your roses and then pretending they never visited. But here's the secret. You get to rebuild the gates. No more tourists. Only those willing to tend to your blooms get to stay. 2. The coward's playbook. Why ghosters choose darkness over dialogue. Ghosting isn't accidental, it's strategic. Picture this. A ghoster isn't fleeing you. They're fleeing their own shadow. Conflict-avoidant souls mistake silence for peace, but it's just emotional arson. Honey, they're not avoiding you. They're avoiding the mirror. And that's their loss, not yours. They'd rather burn the bridge than fix the cracks. For some, it's fear of being seen as the villain. For others, it's a sadistic thrill, watching you squirm in the void of why. They weaponize ambiguity because clarity would force them to confront their own fragility. But here's the twist. Ghosting reveals far more about their character than yours. It's a neon sign flashing emotional illiterate in a world starving for depth. Let's play a game, then. Darling, next time someone ghosts, imagine them as a toddler hiding under a blanket. They think if they can't see you, you can't see them. It's almost cute, until you realize you're not here to play peekaboo with grown adults. 3. The abandonment earthquake, how ghosting shakes your nervous system. When someone ghosts you, your brain doesn't just hurt, it screams. Biologically, rejection triggers the same pathways as physical injury. But ghosting, it's like surgery without anesthesia. Sweetheart, your body isn't overreacting, it's doing its job. That ache, it's proof you're alive, capable of deep love. Let's honor that. Your mind becomes a detective with no clues to piecing together conspiracy theories about your worth. Did they die? Did you bore them? The silence isn't empty. It's a mirror reflecting every insecurity you've ever buried. This isn't heartbreak, it's identity theft. Ghosting steals your narrative, leaving you stranded in a limbo between what did I do and who am I now? Here's a love note from my heart to yours. Text yourself right now. Say, I'm here, I'm real, and no ghost can dim my light. Save it. Read it whenever the doubts creep in. 4. The ghoster's secret shame, the cycle they'll never escape. Behind every ghoster is a trail of unfinished business. These emotional Houdinis think they're escaping accountability, but they're just chaining themselves to their past. Darling, they're not walking away. They're dragging baggage that'll trip them later. Meanwhile, you're learning to travel light. Every unresolved ghosting haunts them too. Echoes of, I should have said something, that poison future relationships. They become prisoners of their own avoidance, doomed to repeat patterns until they learn to speak their truth. The irony? Ghosting doesn't make them powerful. It makes them perpetual fugitives, always running from the messes they refuse to clean up. Let's flip the script. Love. Their silence is a thank you note. It says, thank you for showing me I'm not ready for someone as radiant as you. File it under their problem and keep shining. 5. The reclamation ritual. Turning silence into sovereignty. When someone ghosts you, they hand you a gift wrapped in thorns, the chance to rewrite your story. Stop dissecting their silence. Use it as kindling for your rebirth. Imagine your power as a phoenix, darling. You can't rise without first burning what no longer serves you. Delete their number. Burn the mental scripts of apology they'll never send. This isn't about moving on. It's about ascending. Ghosting exposed their limitations. Now let it reveal your infinite capacity to thrive without closure. The void they left? Fill it with audacious self-respect. Here's a ritual for you. Write their name on paper, then scribble over it with gold glitter. Say aloud, your loss, my lesson. Now burn it safely. Watch how quickly ghosts turn to ash. Feminine queens, this is your wake-up call. To the woman watching this, fists clenched around fading hope, your worth isn't negotiable. Yes, you, gorgeous, the one biting her lip trying not to cry. Let those tears fall. They're liquid courage. A queen doesn't beg for crumbs of explanation from those who treat her like a ghost story. You weren't crowned to chase specters. That silence? It's not a rejection. It's a redirection. Every unanswered text is the universe whispering, darling, save your magic for those who recognize it. Stop lowering your scepter to dig through graveyards. Rise. The throne awaits. P.S. Your crown is adjustable. It grows with every lesson. Right now, it's expanding to fit the magnificent wisdom you're gaining. 6. The partial ghost trap. Why breadcrumbs are worse than silence. Beware the sometimes ghoster, the emotional DJ who plays hot and cold like a chart-topping hit. They'll text you at midnight, vanish for weeks, then reappear with a "you up?" as if nothing happened. Honey, they're not confused. They're confusing you. Like a squirrel with commitment issues, tossing acorns of attention. This isn't connection. It's intermittent reinforcement, a dopamine roller coaster designed to addict you to potential. Partial ghosts are emotional vampires, feeding on your resilience while keeping you starved for certainty. Their game? Make you mistake anxiety for passion. But here's the antidote. Delete the playlist. Silence their chaos. Let's get playful. Next time they text, reply with "new phone, who's this?" Then block. They're breadcrumbs, not even good enough for pigeons. 7. The ghosting automaton. How avoidance breeds robots, not lovers. Repeat after me. A ghoster isn't a partner. They're an algorithm. Pre-programmed to flee at the first sign of friction. Darling, you're a living, breathing poem. Why settle for someone who speaks in binary code? These emotional androids prioritize comfort over growth, mistaking detachment for strength. But real intimacy requires friction, the sparks that forge unbreakable bonds. By refusing to engage, ghosters condemn themselves to surface-level connections. Meanwhile, you're being upgraded, learning to discern between Wi-Fi signals and soul ties. Here's your superpower. Your heart has a better spam filter than Gmail. Let it redirect their nonsense to the trash. 8. The ghoster's legacy. What they leave behind in their wake. Ghosting isn't a victimless crime. It's generational trauma in disguise. When you ghost, you don't just hurt one person, you normalize emotional illiteracy for everyone watching. Think of it like this. Love. Every time you choose courage over ghosting, you're planting trees of honesty for future generations. Friends learn to vanish instead of communicate. Children inherit blueprints for abandonment. This isn't about your discomfort. It's about the cultural rot you're fertilizing. Break the cycle. Be the ancestor who chose courage over convenience. Your future great-grandkids will thank you. Imagine them saying, "My grandma? Oh, she was a boss at communication." Legacy goals. Queen. 9. The alchemy of ambiguity. Mining meaning from the void. Unanswered questions are portals to self-discovery. Instead of obsessing over why did they leave, ask what did their leaving make space for? Sweetheart, that silence isn't empty. it's a blank canvas. Time to paint your masterpiece. Ghosting clears dead weight, forcing you to confront your own abundance. That confusion? It's compost, fertile ground for reinvention. Write the narrative they refuse to give you. Become the author, not the abandoned. Try this. Open your notes app. Write the real reason they ghosted. Now finish that sentence with the most absurd answers. Aliens abducted them mid-text. Laugh. Feel lighter? Good. 10. The Ghostbusters Manifesto. How to armor your energy. Build psychic boundaries so fierce, even Casper would respect them. When someone ghosts, it's not a referendum on your worth. It's a test of your discernment. Imagine your energy as a VIP club, darling. Ghosters? They didn't even make the guest list. Train yourself to see silence as a filter, separating the unready from the undeniable. Your energy is sacred. Guard it like the crown jewel it is. Here's a mantra. I am a lighthouse. Ships who disappear into fog were never meant for my shore. 11. The Phoenix Principle. Why ghosting is your greatest rebirth. Let's rewrite the script. Ghosting isn't an ending. It's an initiation. Every disappearance carves space for someone who will stay. Darling, you're not being left. You're being leveled up. That ache in your chest, it's not brokenness, it's expansion. You're shedding skins too small for your destiny. So thank the ghosts. Their cowardice made room for warriors. Now, set yourself ablaze. Rise wiser. Rise brighter. The world needs your unghostable light. Final assignment, look in the mirror and wink. Say next, because what's coming is so much better than what's gone. Ghosting doesn't get to define your story. You do. When someone chooses silence, remember this. Their absence isn't a void, but a blank page for you to rewrite your narrative. You're not just the author. Love, you're the damn fairy godmother in this story. Pain, as sharp as it feels, is temporary. What's permanent is how you let it shape your resilience. Here's your sovereign playbook. Anchor in what you control. You can't force someone to value you, but you can decide your worth. PSA, your worth was decided the day you were born. It comes with a cosmic warranty. No ghost can void it. Redirect energy from why they left to how you'll grow. Let the storm pass, don't chase it. Obsessing over their reasons is like running after a hurricane. It exhausts you, changes nothing. Instead, stand still. Let clarity find you. Pro tip, dance in the rain instead. Make the storm your backup dancer. Turn silence into strength. Every unanswered message is a lesson. Ask, did their disappearance protect you? Did it reveal a boundary you needed to set? The greatest revenge? Living unshaken. Not for them, for you. Let their exit be the wind that lifts you higher, not the anchor that drowns your light. So Queen, here's your challenge. For the next week, replace one why didn't they thought with one what if I action. Text a friend. Start that project. Dance alone in your room. Bonus points if you lip sync to Lizzo in pajamas. Toxic independence sounds better in cotton. Prove to yourself that your joy isn't held hostage by someone else's immaturity. And if you're still breathing, still fighting, still showing up, you've already won. The ghosts of the past don't deserve a seat at your throne. If this ignited even a flicker of defiance, smash that subscribe button. Join a community of queens turning pain into purpose. Because here on Feminine Queen, we don't just survive ghosting, we reignite. Until next time, remember, the world needs your light so badly. Don't you dare dim it. Now go out there and glow so bright. Ghosts need sunglasses. See you in the next video.